And here it is, the Bugatti Chiron Sport. Possibly the biggest rebuild I'm about to take on.
A $1 million machine completely destroyed. A mad decision from a single individual has shaken the entirety of the most stringent standards of the global automotive industry.
Back. I thought that I was just gonna crash it, lose it, and never have it back. But there's like a sentimental attachment that I have to the car.
When Mat Armstrong crossed the line and touched what was considered inviolable, a whole system of supreme power officially turned its back and issued a sanction against him. This was no longer an ordinary restoration project, but had transformed into a life-or-death confrontation in terms of technology honor and property ownership. Even the most powerful chief executive officer in the hypercar world was forced to personally step forward to block this audacious garage guy. This historic battle will change the game forever. In October 2025, a shocking event for the global community of speed enthusiasts took place right in the heart of the city of Miami, Florida. A serious traffic accident led to a monumental chain of legal controversies. The focus of the incident was the hyper-masterpiece Bugatti Chiron Sport, one of the most luxurious icons of the modern automotive industry. This was not a popular commercial vehicle model, but a limited masterpiece. The French manufacturer produced exactly 60 Chiron Sport units worldwide. The initial listed price ranged from $4 to $4.5 million US, but the actual market value always touched the threshold of $6 million US. This state-of-the-art version possesses a 1.9 meter wide fixed wing, reduced weight, and a 15% shortened gear transmission ratio.
We have a big wing in the back, we have a massive rear diffuser, we have very large air intakes in the front.
Its complex mechanical structure made repairs an unsolved problem. The owner of this speed machine was Alex Gonzalez, a famous financial influencer in Miami who owns the social media account at FXAlexGYT. The heavy collision on a rainy night turned this masterpiece into a pile of ruins. At the scene, the entire front end of the $1 million Chiron Sport was completely deformed after the multi-vehicle crash.
Until now. Bugatti, you don't want to sell me parts, huh?
The extremely powerful impact force caused the airbag system in the cockpit to deploy simultaneously. Reports noted that the complex front radiator system was crushed, and the undercarriage along with the load-bearing carbon fiber structure suffered deep damage. The car lost its ability to operate, forcing it to be removed by a specialized rescue vehicle. Immediately after the accident, Bugatti conducted a technical assessment and sent an official repair quote that shocked public opinion. The figure given amounted to $1.7 million US, equivalent to a brand new supercar. This colossal expense only accounted for exclusive components and basic labor from the French factory. The figure did not include incurred costs if further internal structural damage was discovered. Facing an oversized invoice, the insurance company immediately declared the Chiron a write-off. This term means the car was completely destroyed because the cost of restoration exceeded the insurance valuation. According to the standard procedure, the car wreck would be scrapped for junk metal or permanently stored for component liquidation. Alex Gonzalez, nonetheless, firmly refused to let his masterpiece suffer the fate of obliteration. After receiving the compensation money from the insurance firm, Alex made a daring move when he decided to buy back the ownership of the wreckage. The car was quickly listed publicly on a salvage auction platform. Going through intense bidding sessions, Alex Gonzalez had to spend an astonishing amount of around $1.9 million US to win back the bare carbon structure. He resolutely refused to compromise with the verdict from the firm. Instead of sending the car wreck back to the Bugatti factory in Molsheim to endure monopolistic imposition, Alex chose a path of his own. He decided to seek an independent restoration solution lying outside the official system. The car owner proactively contacted Mat Armstrong, a British YouTuber famous in the car tuning community. Mat is widely known as an expert with special talent in reviving wrecked supercars. This $1 million gamble officially began when Mat Armstrong agreed to take on an unprecedented project. He directly declared, "This is the biggest challenge of my life, reviving something the world said to discard." When the Chiron was towed to Mat's garage, the whole team understood that they were facing a giant mechanical mountain. Still, the thing that choked them first was not the complex blocks of screws, but a cold decree sent from the headquarters of Bugatti in France. The death sentence from Molsheim. Moving into the end of 2025, the confrontation officially escalated when information about Mat Armstrong's self-restoration project reached the Molsheim headquarters. Bugatti immediately launched an incredibly fierce legal and technical reaction. The French supercar manufacturer activated a digital embargo by completely locking the vehicle identification number, also known as the VIN of this Chiron Persport, on the global database system. From the moment the ban took effect, not a single authorized dealer or service center in the world was permitted to connect error scanners, install software, or provide technical documentation for the vehicle. The lack of access to the central software caused the computer system of the Chiron to fall into a state of complete freeze. All efforts to read error codes from conventional diagnostic equipment were denied access. In tandem with the VIN lock order, Bugatti proceeded to erect a wall blocking the supply of genuine components on an absolute scale. Molsheim issued a decree banning the sale of all replacement parts for this project. This barrier imposed on every single part, from macro structural pieces, like the signature LED headlight clusters, the horseshoe-shaped front bumper, down to each specialized titanium screw that makes up the carbon fiber chassis. Cutting off the parts supply pushed Mat Armstrong and his team of engineers into a complete dead end. They could not purchase any original components through legal commercial channels on the market. Even the search for used parts from other crashed Chirons was strictly monitored by the manufacturer's network in order to wipe out any possibility of access from private suppliers. The company leadership firmly maintained the principle of not accepting a Chiron operating on the streets that was repaired by independent technicians, individuals who do not possess certificates issued by the brand. The comprehensive blockade from the French giant accidentally pushed the British YouTuber into the center of an epical debate. That is the legal and ethical battle over the right to repair. Controversy erupted fiercely on global technology and finance forums. Mat Armstrong's project suddenly became a symbol for the movement resisting the monopolistic control of ultra-luxury corporations. The terrifying silence of the ultra-luxury car corporation was finally broken. Not through dry legal documents from lawyers, the most powerful man behind the Bugatti brand directly declared war on social media. The direct confrontation. Moving into the beginning of 2026, the situation of the confrontation between the individual YouTuber Mat Armstrong and the French Supercar Corporation officially entered a phase of peak monumental tension. The matter no longer stopped at the level of a commercial dispute or ordinary entertainment content on social media. The chief executive officer of the Bugatti Rimac Alliance himself, the tycoon and technology genius Mat Rimac, directly intervened in the progress of the event. The appearance of the most powerful man in the global hypercar world completely changed the nature of the project. Instead of using dry legal documents through a team of representative lawyers, Mat Rimac chose the solution of direct dialogue on social media platforms. He consecutively issued steel-like statements aimed at seriously warning about the danger of the project. The Supreme CEO provided in-depth technical analyses pointing out core damages that the naked eye or videos did not fully reflect. The carbon fiber monocoque chassis, the most important part protecting the cabin, suffered severe structural damage. Mat Rimac himself wrote a heavyweight public warning sent directly to the private restoration team. Any compromise or shortcut in the process of repairing this carbon structure could lead to a catastrophic accident at high speed. Alongside the main load-bearing frame, internal inspection reports from the factory also emphasized that the gearbox casing of the Chiron Persport was shattered. Intentionally welding and patching a powertrain system that withstands maximum torque was considered an extremely mad act. The media controversy continued to explode fiercely around the financial figures between the two sides of the battle lines. Mat Armstrong publicly made allegations that the entirety of the component price parameters published by Mat Armstrong in the videos were baselessly inflated. The manufacturer's side asserted that the British YouTuber was intentionally dramatizing to profit from media attention from the general public. They declared that the official component price list is always calculated accurately based on supreme aerospace technical standards. Aptly noting the deep disagreement, Mat Armstrong still proactively made a highly diplomatic open offer. The brand was ready to receive the defective Chiron back to Molsheim for a comprehensive inspection, while promising to support a more favorable service price. Mat Armstrong, all the same, flatly refused the concessionary solution from the head of the French Supercar Corporation. This milestone decision immediately pushed his YouTube channel into the center of an unprecedented wave of fierce criticism. To protect his independent stance before the wave of public opinion, Mat Armstrong immediately made a steel-like declaration to the media. "I respect the factory engineers, but we will find our own way without needing financial imposition from them." This fierce rejection immediately triggered a boycott effect named OceanGate within the world mechanical engineering community. Many prestigious experts began turning to publicly attack the extreme overconfidence and recklessness of the individual Mat Armstrong. Renowned automotive magazines assessed that the act of self-repairing a hypercar using ordinary garage tools was an alarmingly arrogant behavior. The massive skepticism from the public pushed the psychological and media pressure on the shoulders of the independent engineering team to the ultimate limit. Driven into a corner with no components, no factory diagrams, and facing terrible pressure from public opinion, Mat Armstrong had only one single choice left to prove to the whole world exactly how far the mechanical craft of a garage guy could go. Independent engineers. Moving into March 2026, the restoration project entered the core technical execution phase, regardless of all strict embargo orders. Mat Armstrong and his group of associates decided to make an incredibly daring move right inside an ordinary garage space in the UK. The independent technical team proceeded to dismantle the entirety of the complex load-bearing carbon fiber outer shell of the vehicle. Their ultimate goal in this phase was to separate the monolithic structure of the hypercar into two distinct front and rear body sections. This is an extremely complex mechanical procedure that the manufacturer Bugatti once issued a notification confirming in writing. The French supercar brand declared that this dismantling was completely impossible without specialized lifting equipment and official training. Overcoming the strict theoretical barriers, the independent engineers manufactured special auxiliary load-bearing support stands on their own. With maximum precision and meticulousness, they successfully isolated the giant W16 engine block from the front chassis system. The biggest challenge appeared when the team accessed the vehicle's signature aluminum alloy gearbox mount section. This mastermind mechanical component was specially designed by the factory to brake on its own to absorb impact force when a heavy collision occurs. Due to the strict supply block order from Molsheim, purchasing this aluminum load-bearing part, brand new, was completely impossible to execute. Mat Armstrong was forced to seek technical assistance from leading TIG welding experts at the renowned mechanical workshop, the Machine Shop. There, the veteran engineers conducted material pressure measurements and executed a durability restoration welding technique. This was a structural intervention decision considered by official Bugatti engineers to be unthinkable and extremely dangerous for operation. Facing the skepticism from the professional community, the representative of the independent welding workshop made a direct statement to the press: "We understand the structural characteristics of this aluminum well. The weld is completely capable of bearing maximum pressure loads." In tandem with the restoration of the chassis, solving the problem of electronic component shortages began to be deployed aggressively. Because there were no official replacement parts, the technical team was forced to apply highly creative patchwork solutions. The active safety system of the Chiron Pure Sport supercar was integrated with a new airbag cluster taken from an Audi A3. The unexpected compatibility regarding the connection protocol belonging to the Volkswagen Group helped successfully synchronize the entire interior electrical system. For the pricey exhaust system that was crushed after the accident, Mat Armstrong chose a completely customized solution. He cooperated with the Valvetronic brand to research and manually manufacture a complete one-of-a-kind custom exhaust system by hand. The mechanical engineers also applied advanced 3D printing technology to recast on their own all the plastic protective pieces hidden deep inside. Even an ordinary stiff brake line segment was bent into shape to replace the jammed coolant overflow pipe. Going through more than 2 months of continuous work with high intensity, the restoration project gradually went into the final finishing stages. Every super complex mechanical detail and the tangled wiring system were synchronized and connected back together perfectly. The historic moment of the world cartooning community was recorded in early May 2026 when the Bugatti was lowered onto its wheels. The documentary video captured the moment the monumental quad-turbocharged engine block officially started up with a roaring sound inside the small garage. The powerful roaring engine sound signaled the miraculous revival of one of the most complex mechanical machines on the planet. The one-of-a-kind patchwork Bugatti Chiron Pur Sport executed its very first meters of movement amid the astonishment of the professional community. The British content creator choked up sharing directly in front of the camera lens right after completing the test run. The whole world said we would fail, but this machine is rolling on its own using nothing but independent craft. This shocking event immediately created a massive media wave for the entirety of the world automotive industry. Prestigious specialized magazines were forced to admit that this was an unprecedented restoration miracle from past to present. The rolling Chiron Pur Sport was a resounding victory, but Mat Armstrong had no intention of stopping to celebrate. He decided to launch a second blow, transforming this personal battle into a wave of change of a macro nature. The copyright war. In the middle of May 2026, right as the Chiron Pur Sport had just executed its very first meters of movement, Mat Armstrong once again shocked public opinion. He publicly owned a second Bugatti supercar in his collection. The next object brought into the garage was an older generation Bugatti Veyron, a vehicle line that once held the world speed record. This vehicle was purchased in the form of an asset seized from a bank. The actual condition of this million-dollar machine was recorded as extremely terrible with a series of serious system errors. The car encountered an engine misfire phenomenon, electrical system damage, and a completely jammed gearbox. According to the mandatory official maintenance procedure of Bugatti authorized dealers, always require lowering the entire giant engine block. The separate cost for the initial diagnostic inspection amounted to tens of thousands of dollars. Mat Armstrong, nonetheless, instead of complying with the strict steps from the factory, proceeded to isolate the electronic control system. He personally checked each circuit board using standard measuring equipment. The in-depth inspection results revealed a surprising truth that lay outside all predictions of the professional community. The tightly locked gearbox system in reality only originated from a blown fuse. Mat Armstrong proceeded to replace this faulty component with a standard fuse at a price of a mere $3. Immediately, the Bugatti Veyron was able to engage gears and move normally, even though the operation process later exposed other serious errors such as a leaking coolant radiator or damaged hydraulic pump lines. The wave of debate regarding the manufacturer's monopoly did not cool down at all. The event of Mat Armstrong personally restoring 2 generations of Bugatti at the same time took place right at a macro turning point. The European Union is tightening the application of the right to repair bill. The new EU legislation establishes strict legal barriers to counter the monopolistic behavior of large manufacturing corporations. The law stipulates that consumers have the right to freely repair personal property. The independent project of the British YouTuber suddenly became an incredibly valuable real-world case study. The restoration profiles of the 2 supercars were continuously cited by European lawmakers as evidence. The colossal media pressure from the movement of the YouTubers is directly forcing the giants of the automotive industry to change. Ultra-luxury corporations are starting to have to consider being more open in supplying components. A representative of the European Consumers Association spoke directly at the Parliament. The action of the independent engineers is the decisive gunshot, forcing luxury car brands to share core repair data. This legal and technological battle marks a historic transformation for the entirety of the world automotive industry. The supreme power of the supercar brands is being challenged by independent garage mechanics themselves. Do supercar brands have the absolute exclusive right to protect their reputation, or are consumers the true owners of million-dollar assets? The answer is gradually changing the landscape of the hypercar industry. Leave your opinion right below in the comment section about this shocking repair copyright war. Do not forget to press subscribe to the channel to continue following the next in-depth investigative reports.